What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Kate Bush. And we're back for the title track of her 1982 album, The Dreaming. I think Tommy mentioned that, it's not easy for this one to sort of, try to get at the meaning. Don't, overload your brain trying to understand it in advance. I completely respect that, and indeed, my understanding of the Kate Bush journey has continually expanded and sort of had to, reframe itself in terms of just what's possible with vocal music, just what's possible with arrangement and sort of the composition of dynamic sort of narrative tunes drawn from history, drawn from literature, drawn from her own insane mind. So yeah, just an absolute genius, and perhaps the most remarkable of the musical journeys I'm going through, at least in terms of, never allowing me to establish expectations or sort of an understanding of, what might happen in a given tune. Just always unpredictable, always astounding, always striking. So in that regard, I am intrigued for the title track of this album. Just to simply look at it, I would say it makes me think about a state in which one is either literally dreaming, or at the very least there's a sort of surrealist environment in which you can't quite, distinguish maybe what specifically is happening or how real something is. So yeah, it just makes me think about a mental state where it's not sort of clear cut, perfectly visible and empirical. It's something where there's a sort of a lack of clarity or a lack of precision when it comes to what is reality. So we'll see if that has any relevance, and again, even if it does have slight relevance, I imagine there will be many more themes and parts of the narrative at play. So let's get it. This is The Dreaming by Kate Bush on the album of the same name, 1982.
Jenny's mistaken for a tree till you're nearing on the motorway. The tree begin to breathe.
Oh, reminded me of a Depeche Mode tune there.
It's the new man. It's my dented van. To symbolize, keep alive the territorial war. Erase the claim the place and say we dig for all. Dangle dangles in the bottle and a push 'em from the pull of the bush. You'll find 'em in the road.
I like the distance and the change of vocal inflection between the near voice and the far voice.
In the morning, with no warning.
She's doing like an accent here, yeah?
In the rigging.
I feel like I'm in some ancient tribal ritual or something.
Mistaken for a tree.
Oh, we are talking Australian themes here? With the accent?
Him on the motorway, the tree began to breathe. Erase the claim the place and say we dig for all.
Now we're
Dangle
civilized.
dangles in a bottle and a push 'em from the pull of the bush.
The bush.
Bang goes another kangaroo on the bonnet on the van. You find 'em in the road.
didgeridoo, but it's like that instrument though. It's like a traditional instrument. Paul Hogan would know what I'm talking about. And now like a Celtic Irish fiddle and once again, I have no idea what's happening, but I'm loving it. Someone mentioned, it was not just someone, a few people have mentioned, maybe even several, because a few is maybe up to 5 or 6, and beyond that I think you have to use several, although it does depend on the overall quantity possible. Whatever, these are semantic concerns for editors. Nevertheless, a number of people commented that one of the most striking things about Kate, beyond her songwriting, beyond the composition of her albums, which at this point is her running the show, and beyond her amazing vocal fireworks and sort of diversity and sort of range, is the sort of uncompromising originality of her work, and that her work was always hers and hers alone, and she wasn't going to sort of, tailor it to be more commercial or more sort of pop, like glitzy, and that she was going to make the music she wanted to make with the creative enterprise that she had in her mind. So ultimately, that's a tune where I feel like that comes across crystal clear. I just love the creativity of it, the audacity of it, the complexity of it, the different flavors. Again, it felt like it was going for Australian sort of themes and lines. There were one or two moments where I was like, oh, but maybe it's kind of like an Irish accent she's doing, which again, I sort of dismissed that because the more it's like, oh, reference to the bush, and it sounds like one of those traditional like Aboriginal instruments. I forget the name of it. But then at the end it comes in with this sort of like fiddle, sort of, I don't know if it's technically like a jig, but it felt like a very dancing kind of like Celtic tune. And it was just as a sort of like coda on the end of the track. So yeah, I'm bewildered and babbling, surely. So I'll end the video, but do let me know what you think of this one. Shout out to all the Kate Bush people. Shout out to Seb for sharing Kate Bush. Shout out for all the people who had commented that it would be a deep dive going on. There were at least a few. Again, Seb definitely, but I think there were one or two others. So big ups to all you. Let me know what you think of this. I will see you next time. Peace.